Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of August, right through the end of September 2024. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. And I've just opened a second competition to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding the career sector? Can you please guide them regarding their money? What are they meant to be aware of for the future? What is coming their way in the next 6 weeks? Can you please illuminate the path for them and make them aware of what to expect over the coming period that I am tapping into? We've got the Empress energy, so you are super talented, very gifted at what you do. Also, you're very established at what you do. You're naturally talented, but also you have acquired knowledge along the way. I really feel that you're someone who is blossoming in your career. You really are a pro at what you do, but I also feel that you're drained. I get this energy with the star in the resistance position that you've been really tested in your career environment, that you've had a lot on your plate. You're very productive and that's going to continue over the next coming weeks. There is some change going on in your career sector, but I definitely see it's going to be positive for you because that end card is the Wheel of Fortune, and a nice surprise coming in there for you as well in the next 6 weeks. But we'll tap into that a little bit further in a moment. I can see here that some of you have been so drained, it's been hard to be inspired. Some of you, you may have been feeling that you're in a repetitive cycle because you're such a pro at what you do. It just feels like you're on automatic pilot. You kind of like show up, you know what you're doing, you just do it, and then the day passes, and then suddenly you're doing it again. So I feel some of you are searching for a little bit more spontaneity in your career sector because that Wheel of Fortune is all about taking a chance on something or taking a risk on doing something differently or changing lanes in some way in your career sector. Now, if you've come to this reading and you're currently out of work and you are looking for a new role, I do see that it has been difficult. I feel, some of you have been feeling very uncertain about what lies ahead there for you, but there is going to be a surprise opportunity that comes in because that Wheel of Fortune with the Herald of Swords, there is news regarding some sort of position where it requires your attention to detail. It is a job that is just laid out for you. I feel it's perfect for you, but actually I feel there's 2 opportunities that come in here for you and you may have to choose, but ultimately one, it pays a lot more money than the other, so I feel it's kind of a no-brainer regarding which one you choose there. I feel it's a very analytical role, but it's very fulfilling is what I see there as well. Now, some of you may also, whether you're in a role or not right now, I see that you're going to be very organized, very productive. I already mentioned that. But also I see that you're going to be paying a lot of focus to some sort of task or responsibility that's going to be on your mind quite heavily. There may even be like a deadline that is connected to that at this time. And I feel like you're going to hit your mark. You're going to reach your target on that as well, okay? Because I feel something may be time sensitive in the next coming weeks and months. Now, before I even tap into your reading by touching the cards, I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading, and they're showing me washing machine instructions, which is a bit random. So either you work in the washing machine business or perhaps you are a salesperson. Maybe this is about specific instructions that you will need to follow regarding a difficult situation over the next 6 weeks. But I definitely see that you're going to be able to follow a pattern or some sort of cycle, and it's going to work out in your favor. Also, I mean, this could typically mean that, the role that you're doing, or a role if you are deciding to leave a position and move into a new role, it could mean that it's tailor-made for you. So I feel a lot of you are currently decluttering in your working environment, getting stuff done that perhaps has been on the go, or it's just hasn't been finished yet. It feels very much like you're tying up loose ends. It could be that you've been prioritizing other tasks and responsibilities, and there's a slight lull where you can get all the other stuff, the bits and pieces that need doing, like filing, or just the things that have not been critical. You're going to be able to focus on them in the next 6 weeks there as well, okay? Now, some of you could also be thinking about going into a cleaning business, or perhaps you have a cleaning business there. We got the Ten of Pentacles, so that is increase in wealth or attracting more opportunities that are connected to good fortune and material abundance there. So I definitely see that you're on a trajectory to increase your wealth in some way. And some of you, if you are in like cleaning businesses, or you are in a business like sales, I see an increase there. And some of you may even work in a family business, or maybe you're thinking about launching something connected to the family. So that's not, of course, going to resonate with everyone, but I do see here that there is an opportunity, an idea that you have that will increase your finances. So let's get to your cards. This is the card of creativity. It's the Empress energy, and this is about making sure that you honor your own needs in your working environment. Some of you have been doing what you do a long time, and you're very established at it. You are a pro, but with the Moon card there and the Herald of Pentacles, some of you are feeling a little bit uncertain financially, or you may feel that the industry that you're working in is changing, and you don't trust it, because we've got the Justice card there and the Two of Wands. It feels very much like you're keeping an eye on delayed plans. So if, for example, if you work in a company and your boss said, you know what, we're going to put you up for promotion, and it hasn't happened yet, some of you may be wondering, is this actually going to materialize? Well, the answer is yes. I feel there has to be certain variables that occur first before they can offer this to you. But I feel it's a slow process, because I feel, looking at this, I feel there's some sort of contractual change going on behind the scenes. This could be a merge in a company. It could also be, what do you call that? Do you call it a demerge? I'm not sure. When companies sort of like leave each other. So I feel there could be that going on. Something's going on behind the scenes here where that has to be dealt with first. And it's like terms and conditions have to be applied to a situation before this promotion can come about. So some of you, intuitively, you know that something is off or is going on behind the scenes, and you are feeling a little bit hesitant in the waiting game. However, I feel like this opportunity will materialize, okay? But a lot of you, I feel, are looking elsewhere for roles where you feel, you could increase your money, because you're actually very gifted and talented at what you do. So you may be thinking about taking your skill set elsewhere. Because with that star energy in the resistance position, a lot of you are feeling that you go unnoticed or are unappreciated for what you do. And you may feel that your skill set is not fully utilized. So you're looking at the glass ceiling in your career sector right now. If you're an entrepreneur, because this card can indicate that you are a creative or an entrepreneur, someone who's got their own business already, and you're feeling, an uncertainty in the economic sector. And the Herald of Pentacles can be that you are learning new things or investing in your career in new ways in order to amplify opportunity or promote yourself in some way to increase your finances. These ideas, they're so fresh, they're so exciting. Really pay close attention to them, because I feel like it will draw a lot of attention to your services or goods or whatever it is that you do there, okay? Now also, of course, this is a very creative time for you, so lots of new ideas coming on in. Some of you may even think about putting your effort into studying or learning, a new craft or upskilling in some way, especially since we have, the Herald of Pentacles there. And this is a card that indicates some of you are applying to either learn new skills, or you could be investing in new ways in your company. If you have a company for yourself or you work for one, it could be that, there is a boss who offers an opportunity for you to learn something new or upskill in some way. And this is a very strong indication that they want to invest in you, that you are an asset to the team. So even if they're asking you to kind of like figurehead a department or figurehead a project, or even, be a health and safety monitor or a fire warden or a first aider, I feel this is an indication that they trust you, that you are someone who is valued in the career that you're in. And I feel even though sometimes they may not say it, their investment in you is highlighting that you are someone who has a secure position, because they certainly would not, pay any money to you to have that under your belt if they didn't want to keep you in the role that you're in. So I definitely see that there as well. Now, some of you with that Empress energy, you may feel that, and this is not going to resonate with everyone, of course. If you're a parent, okay, or a guardian, you may actually take some time off in the next 6 weeks to spend it with a child or your children in some way. And, I feel this is something that with the Moon card, it feels very much like you are connecting to your child because they have a day off. That's what I'm getting. So this may be something that's planned, okay? Or you put in to, your boss, can you have that certain day off? And at first you're going to be met with, well, we're not sure, okay? We're just going to have to see about that. So you may be like, oh, okay. And I feel like there is some sort of logistical thing going on, okay? It could be that there is like a VIP coming to the offices, or that there is a critical project that you're not aware of just yet, and your presence may be required. So at first you may be turned down is what I see, or it's a little bit uncertain. But then after a certain period of time, they go, oh, okay, yeah, you can go. And I feel part of that leaves you very frustrated because you do go above and beyond for your working environment. And part of you may feel that's not fair, that they had to make you wait. But there is a reason, okay? So I see that it'll work out in your favor, just so you're aware, okay? I would say, just bide your time on that, because I feel this is out of this person's hands. Even if they tend to be a little bit hardball with you sometimes, I feel, it's actually out of their control at this time regarding whether you can take that specific day or those days off, okay? But it will be corrected is what I see there. Now, for those of you, of course, who don't have children, this could be that you're just birthing new ideas, but also you are maintaining your position, and also you're paying close attention to your personal health care. So it could be that you're having health care conversations at this time, about benefits if you're lucky enough to have anything like that in your career sector. For some of you, this is about renewing your health care contracts. Some of you may be looking at healthcare providers and, different avenues there for you that are financially viable. Also, this can be that you're paying close attention to your stress levels, making sure that, anxiety is at an all-time low because you're having confidence in your skill set. And with the Moon card there, this is you dreaming, about all the possibilities of what you can achieve in your career. When you get the Moon card, this also indicates that you're tapping into your intuition. You know that there's some changes ahead. You know that, things are feeling a little bit uncertain in your industry, but you're really good at what you do. And I feel more than anything with that Herald of Pentacles there, some of you are being ahead of the game by making sure that you are aware of new practices or new ways of working. You're trying to be really flexible in an ever-changing market, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. You're just being aware of the changes so that you can, be ahead of the curve and just be so on point when these changes occur. Now, these could be rules, regulations, or a way of working that changes. Please apply it to your situation. But I see with the Herald of Swords, there is really good news here for you, especially with the Ten of Pentacles, which is an energy of security. We've got the Moon card, of course. So this is like a surprise. When you get the Moon card, it can mean something that is hidden is going to come to light for you. And we've got that Two of Wands, and we've got the Justice card with the Star. So this can indicate that sudden clarity comes to you in the next 6 weeks about something that has been going on behind the scenes. It could be a merge, as I said, or, a breakaway from the figureheads of the company. Could be a person who's been in charge for quite some time and leaves. I feel like there's a major restructure going on. But, as you can see there's a raven with the moon there, and this signals news or hidden news that comes to light, okay? Especially since you have the star energy. Also with the moon card, this can indicate that, you're feeling a little bit cautious, but you're following your hunches at this time. So if you're an entrepreneur and you've got some wonderful creative ideas because you are super gifted at what you do, I feel like you're putting those into practice at this time, and it's really going to draw more attention to your goods or services and has real potential to multiply your wealth there as well, okay? Now we've got the Herald of Pentacles. So heralds, of course, they bring news. So something could be offered to you as an incentive. As I mentioned, something like, being a first aider, or a healthcare kind of official, or maybe it's a fire warden, but also it could be a new project that is really lucrative. Whenever you get this card, also, a lot of you may be thinking about a new job or, a new opportunity elsewhere. So when you have these cards together, this can indicate that you're so talented, but you feel like you've reached a certain level in your career right now that you're putting your resume out there or applying for new positions, whether it's in your company or whether it's outside your company. I can't really tell at this moment in time because the Two of Wands is a waiting game. So it feels very much like you won't have to wait much longer because it's in the resistance position. But what it does tell me is that you're applying or putting yourself out there or promoting yourself in some way that's going to draw a lot of attention to you, and it's really great attention. Your reputation is someone who is hardworking, very professional, knows your stuff. And with that 10 of Pentacles there, it is lining your pockets with more wealth there because of your knowledge. But this can also indicate that you're learning. Some of you may learn on the job, but it's also an energy here of being really practical, sticking to your plans. Your hard work brings new money. And everything starts with a plan when you've got this card. Your dreams are grounded in a plan. So this tends to tell me that you just don't have like a goal, okay, or wish. You've actually got a plan to back it up, and it's going to be very fruitful for you as well. So we've got the star energy, and it's in the resistance position, like you got it in the reverse. This tells me that you have been really tested recently, but also some of you may have felt a little bit unmotivated, or you feel that things have been a little bit cloudy or a little bit confusing. I mean, I do see a test, okay? So some of you, it could be that like HR or IT department sends out like a phishing email to test people to see if they're going to click on it and, break a firewall in the company, for example. Or it could be if you're an entrepreneur that new regulations come in and it really tests your patience, you feel frustrated. Or it could be a client who really tests you. So I don't like to give that message, but I have to because it's there. I feel, this test, it feels unfair, whatever this is. But sometimes people are tested so that they are stronger, okay? So I feel divine timing, something's working out for you in your favor, but I feel the way that you're tested and the way that you deal with it actually puts you in a great position. So it could be that a client is normally very difficult and they really test you, but you actually rise to the occasion with your professionalism and the way that you deal with it. They talk about you afterwards and say, you know what, that Cancerian, they're a real asset to your team because they went above and beyond and helped me and really calmed me down. They really took control of the situation and made me feel like I was in safe hands. And that will filter out to the top if you're in a company. And of course, if you're an entrepreneur, the way that you deal with something, it filters out by word of mouth, and that will draw more attention to you to, open new doors for you so you can walk through, or new clients be attracted to you at this time. But also I see, because anything that's in the resistance position, it will go into the upright, okay? I feel, this is an energy where clarity is going to be bestowed upon you, shall we say, because I feel some of you may have been wrestling with something, or there may have been some delays in your career sector. I also feel that some of you, if you have been going through a period of training, or, upskilling or, gathering new knowledge. You may be waiting for results regarding how you did in a test. And I see that you pass with flying colors. It will actually help you open yourself up to new opportunities and new pay grades. Some of you may be even thinking about becoming a consultant because you're so gifted at what you do. So you may be thinking about launching your own business, doing your own thing with the acquired knowledge that you have. And I see that, of course, it's going to be hard work, but with true stamina and true grit, you're going to make a name for yourself in that industry. And I feel you're also going to make a lot of secure finances as well. Now, for some of you with that star energy, you're definitely going to be recognized for a job well done. There's good news attached to this card, but also I feel there's this energy of promotion, really standing out from the crowd or promoting yourself in some way. You don't tend to promote yourself, especially with the moon card there. I mean, I'm seeing that you're very drained right now. You're very exhausted, but you tend to just get on with what you do and you don't really shout about it. But in the next 6 weeks, I feel there's a message of appreciation coming your way. This could also be from a family member. It doesn't have to be from your job or your career, but I feel this is in some way from someone at the top. So if there is someone in your industry that you look up to or someone in a position of authority, they're going to notice you and they're really going to pay a compliment. This could also be the same with a client. If you're an entrepreneur, I feel there's an energy here of you being really appreciated for what you bring to the industry and being noticed for what you do as well. Now, also, some of you may actually have like a meeting with like a pension official, if that's what you call them, a pension provider, for example. So it could be if you are joining a new company, could be that you're going to have a meeting to say what you're going to be doing with your pension, where to invest it, because we've got the star energy and, of course, the 10 of Pentacles. So this can talk about generational wealth. A lot of you may be just thinking about what to do with your financial structures at this time on a personal level. So it could be something that's on your mind. Of course, it's about saving for retirement. Some of you may also be thinking about when is the right time to retire. So you may be kind of calculating right now the best strategy and the best time frame to have the money accumulated for you to enjoy retirement. Some of you may even be thinking about purchasing something large, like a home abroad, for example, or you may be thinking about going into real estate. But ultimately, I see a lot of family energy here. So this is about settling down or looking at where you feel like you belong and creating like a nest egg, if that makes sense, on your finances for you and your family, but also generations to come. So I really feel like you're setting yourself up strategically for your present moment, but also for your future. Now also we have the Two of Wands. It's in the resistance position, okay? So this can indicate, I've already mentioned that if you ask for some time off, there may be like a question on the date at first, but it will resume and you will actually get your way there. But I also feel that some of you, there may have been a plan or something that didn't go your way and you felt a little bit disheartened. But that's because the universe is sending you an alternative opportunity that is way better than the thing that you thought that you lost out on, okay? So I really feel that there's a very exciting improvement in your career sector in some way. Now, I do have to give you the message that there will be some delays in terms of infrastructure, maybe deliveries or I feel there's like a winding down. So it could be there's a break in the chain. Could also be that with the Justice card, there could be some sort of discrepancy over an invoice or, when like someone hasn't paid an invoice or mislaid an invoice and then everything starts to break down. It says, no, I'm not going to deliver that to you because the company hasn't processed or paid that invoice. So you could actually hear about something like that in the next couple of weeks. But also if you're a freelancer or an entrepreneur, you could be dealing with a client who has not paid, but I feel with the Justice card, I mean, there may be like some sort of communication where you say, okay, I didn't want to have to follow this route, but the next steps is legal kind of representation or taking a legal route. I didn't really want to go that way. But as soon as that happens, I feel like some of you are going to have to go to that length, but some of you are not going to go to that length. I feel that's when suddenly there's movement and they pay up, okay? But I feel more than anything, this person has lost the invoice and then just forgotten about it. I feel like they're not like trying to not pay. Okay, what I see here with the star energy and the justice card and the two of wands, I feel like they had a problem and they lost something. I'm actually seeing for some of you, there was some sort of like either flooding or a fire in their office, or something went on in their office or their like business in some way, and it got lost in the chain, and then they just forgot about it. Okay, but I feel that can be just rectified because you can just send them the invoice again, but they didn't reach out. So that's the point. They didn't reach out. So it's almost like they tried to bury their head in the sand a little bit. So I feel it will be rectified, and I feel like you will get your money is what I see there. Okay. Now, we do have the Justice card. It's in the resistance position, okay? Some of you are feeling that things have just been a little bit out of balance and unfair recently. Also, there may be someone that you don't trust in your working environment. This person, it could be that, you know, they've been dishonest in some way. You've been leading with integrity. I would always say, you know, if there is an opportunity to fast track something and it's not legal, I would say don't do it, because of course the star energy indicates you're going to get caught. So always lead with integrity. I can't imagine you would ever do anything that is not above board anyway, but I just have to mention that there. But the Justice card, it can indicate that some of you feel that you need to go to HR on something. I mean, I'm not seeing any negative energy here. So it could be that you feel perhaps there's been no opportunities for you to staircase, or something was promised to you and it hasn't materialized. So you may actually have a meeting to air your views in a very diplomatic way with HR or a governing body, or perhaps someone in your working environment. Things will find a solution and things will be corrected is what I see there. Also, I would say if your company is merging and offering new contracts, please pay close attention to the fine print on the contract, because anything you sign now, it will have a new date. Everything else that went before will be nullified, especially if you've been in a company for a long time and you're quite established. You'll have a certain pay grade, you'll have a certain set of benefits if you're lucky, and this could all change. This could be something that's been going on behind the scenes. And if you get wind of this, I feel with that Herald of Pentacles, some of you could be applying for new roles. And with the Herald of Swords, I feel like you could hear of a new kind of role coming up. Something that is more in alignment with what you truly desire, and it has more money. So I do see some of you putting that resume out there and broadening your horizons when it comes to, you know, adapting to a new way of working, of course, but also, you know, getting more finances there for your skill set, being really appreciated somewhere else, okay, is what I see there as well. Now, the Justice card can also indicate that you're going to be very busy with paperwork, important documents in the next 6 weeks. You're going to be paying a lot of attention to those things that have perhaps an expiry date, or are coming to the end of a contract. So if you tend to deal with contracts, you may be looking at that a lot more. You're going to be going through emails, phone calls, the usual stuff. I feel administrative tasks, but it will fluctuate, okay? So I feel like you're prioritizing what's important at this time, and of course, focusing on, you know, the other stuff a little bit later on when there's a lull, and there will be. Now, your outcome energy, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is all about good luck, but it's also about taking a chance or a risk. And because you have the Herald of Swords, this could be a calculated risk, because, you know, the Herald of Swords is all about the mind. It is about you strategizing the next steps and taking a leap of faith. Something's changing in your working environment, and you are going to be ahead of the curve on that. So if you're deciding to stay where you're at, it could be that you're offered like a new role where it requires a certain set of instructions that are quite delicate, because I see a lot of delicate energy in your reading right now, and you just feel some changes are occurring. It could be that you're seeing some downsizing going on in the company that you work in. It could be that branches are closing, or people are being made redundant, and you're just noticing changes, and you are, you know, basically implementing your new knowledge into securing your position. But some of you could also be thinking about launching your entrepreneurship during this time. I would say be a little bit mindful of the full moon, okay? anything done is going to be pretty critical. So I would say just watch out for that. Anything after that, I feel, would be really positive. If you could start something on the new moon, that's even more positive. But anyway, you will intuitively know when the moment is right to launch something, because you will have a calling, okay? Now also with the Empress energy and the full moon energy with that moon card, some of you may notice as you start to mature that, I'm getting two energies. One is you may be going through some hormonal changes, and, with the Herald of Pentacles, it could mean that you are looking for a solution to kind of balance those hormonal, fluctuations. Some of you may have felt there's a bit of brain fog there, but actually I feel some of you are so drained. It's more that you're so drained. There's a lot of pressure. You may feel like you're pushed and pulled in many different directions. I feel it's actually a little bit more of that, but you will identify a reason if you feel like that your hormones have been fluctuating. And this is not like a gender specific reading. It could feel like something is off, or you've had something else on your mind recently and it's been hard to concentrate. But over the next coming weeks and months, you're going to be like a super brain. I feel like you're going to be super focused, and your mind is going to be clear there as well. And the other energy I'm getting with the Empress energy, some of you, you may be like feeling a little bit uncertain about the working environment because you're someone who is maturing and growing and blooming in your role, and there's new people coming on in, who are trying to either take charge and prove themselves, but also at the cost of your status. So it could be that they either, do not respect you, or they kind of like, really kind of like, I'm just getting an energy of like void out your opinion. These people, they've come in hungry for an opportunity to make their mark, but they are being watched. So any kind of like bad behavior, or the way that they kind of like dismiss you in some way, this is going to be noticed by somebody in your industry, and they're going to be called to task. What I'm being given is they're not going to last a very long time in this role. So, I feel just be your wonderful self, keep showing up, and I feel there may be one moment where you may have to think about bringing something to HR, but document everything in a very professional way, because, that will just set you apart from the drama of the situation. Because, if you take anything to HR and it's like, they did this to me, they did that to me, it sounds like grumbling. But if you've got like a professional kind of list of things that you go, actually, this person is undermining my authority, or they're not listening, or they're not following through on tasks, that's a little bit more documented and professional. So I see that as well there. But ultimately, the Herald of Swords, this is about building and adapting to a new way of working, but it's also about swift movement and good news. There's a positive outcome assured when you get this card, and I see that there is some surprises going on in your working environment that actually you will benefit from. So with that Ten of Pentacles being present, it could be that there's an increase in your money, or it could be that you're going to have a meeting with someone regarding like a bonus. And if you're an entrepreneur and you run your own business, it could be that you're going to issue like a large dividend to yourself, or perhaps, if you work in a collective, it could be that, you're going to receive some sort of opportunity to increase your wealth there. Could also be a new client that comes in that's very wealthy and wants a lot of your services, and therefore you're building your financial pot there as well. Now, also, I feel this card is an indication of you looking at where your allegiance lies in your career sector. So I feel if, a company has invested in you, you may feel a little bit more, settled in the company that you're in. But of course, if you feel unappreciated, where I see that star in the resistance position, a lot of you are feeling like you go unnoticed, that you always go above and beyond, but at the end of the day, you feel like, you're just on autopilot and no one really notices. And that can indicate that actually you're thinking about bringing your services elsewhere, because you feel like you've hit a plateau or a glass ceiling right now, and you really want to thrive and move to the next level. You've already established yourself as someone who is really knowledgeable and great at what you do. And now you're looking at like what next. So I really get a sense of, future projection of where you want to take your career to next. And then, of course, we've got that final card, 10 of Pentacles. This is a card of wealth and knowledge, but also it's a card of financial security. So in terms of your personal life, I feel this is about you adding to your savings or to your pension pot in some way, but also this is about you being able to step back and observe the results that you built through your dedication and hard work, and claiming ownership of your goals and your dreams, that you've invested a lot of hard work there. But also I feel with that 10 of Pentacles, this is about real estate. So some of you could be thinking about purchasing real estate, or you're going into real estate as an industry to work in. And you could see that there's some fluctuations in the market there. And you may see that things are feeling a little bit uncertain, or there may have been a bit of a dip, but you may see that things start to improve briefly there when, but I feel it's an ever changing market. I mean, it's always changing, but I feel no more so than now. Things are going to get pretty volatile with the energy, lots of ups and downs as we move into 2025 there too, okay? But I still see with that 10 of Pentacles, you're still going to make some money there, a lot of money there too. But also with the 10 of Pentacles, for some of you, this could be that you're thinking about being involved in the family business, or you are already involved in the family business and you're leaving a legacy to your children if you have them, or you're leaving a legacy on whatever it is that you do. Some of you, it's like you taking pride in your family business that has been around for a certain amount of time, and you're working together to make things work. And of course, there could have been some sort of conflict or difficulty recently, or extra pressure there, but I feel it will be resolved and healed if there's been a bit of a conflict there too. Now, on a personal level, some of you, not all of you, and this is only if you've just come to this reading, some of you may have had a person pass away or transition, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love out there. I know it's really difficult. There are literally no words of comfort to offer. I wish I could just like hold you and just hug it out. But the 10 of Pentacles can also connect to inheritance. So some of you may have to go through the very difficult process of looking at inheritance, and some of you are wishing that the person was still around rather than have to go through this. But I feel you're going to hear some news on the inheritance process, but I feel like it's an ongoing cycle, and there may be some surprises there too as to who gets what and how it gets divided up. I feel for some of you, there's one part of it where you may feel it's not fair, or it's a bit of a weird surprise, okay? But it is how the person wanted it to be. So I feel that's really about acceptance. And again, I'm sending you a lot of hugs and a lot of love there, because, when this period occurs in a person's life, people's attitude surprises you, right? It could be that suddenly someone is acting out or acting a little bit weird or not typical, because money, it changes people. It does weird things to people, okay? So some of you may find that you're disappointed in someone's actions, okay? But over time, I feel this could get resolved, but it may be a little bit raw at the moment. And when the moment comes, I feel this person will actually correct themselves, and there is an apology there later on, but it's not now. Okay, I want you to be aware of that. So I'm sending you so much love and hugs out there. Things will get resolved. Okay, so I'll leave that there with a lot of respect. I'm going to move away from that energy. I'm just going to go and get some final cards before I close your reading. Now, of course, that inheritance thing, it's only if you've just been going through it already. Okay, I don't see anything untoward happening here, so please don't be worrying about anything. Also, there is a rogue card in this deck. It's meant to be there. Not everybody gets this card, okay? So I want you to be aware that there is a different one there, and you got it. You're the first person to get it. No other sign has got that card. There it is for you. Okay, it is the launch card. So some of you are taking a gamble or a risk on launching a business idea or becoming an entrepreneur. I mean, for some of you, there could be a sense of duality here where you're doing like a stable job, a stable position, and you're saving your money to become an entrepreneur or saving your money to launch something or do something on the side there. It's going to be very lucrative for you and it's going to bring in a lot of money. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an awesome job. So this is your sort of sign. Launch it. Take that gamble, take that risk, but also it is a calculated risk there. I feel like you've got your strategy, you're sticking to your plans, and it's going to work in your favor. It's going to be thrilling as well there. Now we've also got chess. So of course that's about your strategy. So as I said, it is like a strategic move or it is a calculated gamble or risk that you're taking. And it says here, money strategy, wise spending, long game. We've also got military and leader. Thinking it through, okay? So these two words are separate, military, so it could be that you're in the services, for example, and maybe that's what the instructions are all about, delicate instructions on a situation, but you have to follow instructions, but also, you know, leader is you either leading your own business or perhaps leading a team, promotion vibes there. And if you feel like you've hit that glass ceiling, this is about finding an alternative opportunity elsewhere so that you can grow further in your career sector, but also thinking it through. So really, you know, deeply in thought with that moon card energy, self-reflection, you know, really thinking about your next steps and, basically being ahead of your career by 2 or 3 moves so that you are aware of every eventuality before it could arise so that you're in a really good position. Now, didn't I say something about like nest eggs earlier? I think I did, but we've got the eggs there. It says here, starting over, saving up, resources, nest egg, healthcare, new opportunities, and insurance. So these are things that are in your energetic field right now. They could be things that you're thinking about, could be things that you're implementing right now there as well. But I see a sense of security going on there. Now, we've also got swords, okay? And this is like money conflicts, cutting corners, breaking through, law and order, pay cut, defense, and being fired, okay? So as I mentioned at the beginning of this reading, if you've come to this reading and you lost your job, I feel like there is 2 opportunities coming through, but one of them pays a lot more than the other, so I feel like you're going to choose that one, of course. But also it could be that you're hearing that, you know, there is some corners being cut in your company or downsizing. I did mention that. You may find out that people are being made redundant. I did mention that as well. Also, I feel the defensive energy is like securing your position, especially against like a younger person who feels like they know everything because they're trying to prove themselves, but at the same time, you know, they're not having the respect that they should have in the role because, you know, you've got friends in high places there. But also, I mean, law and order, I feel this connects to doing the right thing, leading with integrity, but also some contractual changes that may occur over the next coming weeks that you may need to be mindful for. Now, that doesn't mean that there's new contracts in your role. It could be that you are looking at service providers. Maybe it's coming to the end of the term on conditions. For some of you, it could be that, you know, you utilize a certain subscription to a certain product or service there and it's coming to the end, or perhaps you feel like you're not getting a good deal for what you're getting right now, and it could be that you're changing some things. Make sure that you look at the terms and conditions and that you're not like trying to get rid of something out of contractual times or dates there, because it could be a breach of contract, so watch out for that too. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. We've only got 1 rune there, and we have the arrow. So this is about you being a warrior, you know, being established, a pro at what you do, moving forward. You sacrifice a lot of your time, energy, and of course you're having courage and confidence in your skill set to be right on target. Also, this is the Justice rune, because you have the Justice card there. Any conflict or anything that you have been going through that has been unfair, it will be corrected. There will be justice for it as well. So if you've been going through a court case with, you know, a past employer, for example, I feel it's been taking a long time and there is still a little bit more of a delay there, okay? But I feel justice shall be served, and I feel that you are going to be recompensed there. I feel there's compensation. For some of you, it could be that you're getting compensation from something else, okay? But ultimately, I see that, you know, you're going to be right on target and get what you wanted in a situation. Also, some of you are looking at blocked energy, money blocks. So it could be that you're reading books on money blocks right now, or you're reading books on amplifying wealth, or even looking at online social media stuff on how to do certain financial structures that will benefit you long term. I would say, again, do not cut corners. Get proper legal advice, or advice from someone who's in a position of authority to do something for you or give you that advice, because you just don't want to make a wrong step. And sometimes when it comes to like law and order, playing devil's advocate and saying, you know what, oh, I wasn't aware, they're like, I don't care. These are the rules and regulations. You should have been aware of them before you make the first move, okay? So I feel that's important. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates with you in this reading. If you'd like to enter a competition to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is write in the comments box below, "Love is the answer," and my guides will bring me to 1 subscriber to win that free personal reading. And I will upload a video at the end of August with the person's name in it, so you'll want to have that notification bell on so you can be notified to find out if that person is you, and then you'll be able to contact me, and I'll work out how to get that reading to you, okay? Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.